All right, so you're deep in that TON blockchain world, and it seems like 𝗧STON.fi is everywhere you turn. We get it. This DEX is really making some noise. That's why we grabbed a whole week of their updates. We dove into a Web3 Wonders podcast episode, and let me tell you, Student.fi is not playing around.
Yeah, what's really interesting here is how they're tackling some of the classic DeFi challenges, not just the same old features. They're going right at things like impermanent loss and making even meme coins, I don't know, more user-friendly, more approachable.
Okay, so first up, they're extending that impermanent loss protection. Didn't we talk about this before? This is a real pain point for people. Like stepping on one of those digital Legos, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, it is. It is. Impermanent loss is that risk you take when you provide liquidity. The value of your assets can shift while they're locked in, and all of a sudden, you're not as rich as you thought you were. STON.fi is offsetting 5.72% of those potential losses. For the STUNI V2 pool specifically, think of it like an insurance policy. But for your crypto...
Insurance on my crypto. Okay, that does make me feel a bit better. But is this really enough to make a difference for DeFi newbies? Those folks who are still kind of hesitant, right?
Yeah, that's a good point. This one move probably not going to solve the whole problem, but it shows that STON.fi is actually listening, to user concerns. For someone who's just dipping their toes into DeFi, even a small safety net, it can make a difference.
Makes sense. Okay, next up, 𝗪𝗧𝗢𝗨𝗡 is jumping headfirst into meme coins. They've slashed fees for new meme coins launching on platforms. Like Bloom and PocketFi, we're talking down to 0.02% fees. So is this just, a way to cash in on the hype?
It might seem that way at first glance, yeah. But think about the meme coin crowd, the psychology there. These are often newer investors. They're drawn to the fun, the community. And let's be honest, the potential for quick gains. By lowering that barrier to entry, STON.fi could be opening the door for a whole new wave of users who might not have even considered DeFi before.
So you're saying my Shiba Inu coin obsession could actually lead me to discover a whole new corner of crypto. But isn't there a risk that focusing on meme coins makes STIN.fi, look less serious, less focused on the real DeFi stuff?
Yeah, that's a balancing act, isn't it? They're attracting a new audience, maybe boosting trading volume, but they gotta maintain credibility with the DeFi veterans too. It'll be interesting to see how they handle that.
Okay, now this one really caught my eye. STIN.fi is integrating with 𝗨𝗨𝗡. It's an AI-powered trading assistant on Telegram. So now I can get my crypto and my cat memes all in one place.
Well, it's more than just convenience, though. 𝗨𝗨𝗡 actually makes it simpler to trade TON tokens. Imagine you're chatting with friends on Telegram, right? You see a hot tip about a new project, and boom, you can swap tokens right there without leaving the app.
So it's like having a crypto buddy in my pocket 24/7. But hold on, how much can I really trust an AI to handle my precious tokens? This is getting a little sci-fi, no?
Well, there's definitely a proceed with caution element here. The type of AI 𝗨𝗨𝗡 uses probably relies on pre-programmed strategies, market analysis, that kind of thing. It might be great for basic trades, but don't expect it to have, insider knowledge or predict the next big pump and dump.
Right, so maybe not a financial guru, but a handy tool for those simple trades. And this whole AI and finance thing, it's only getting bigger, right?
Absolutely, yeah. 𝗨𝗨𝗡 is just the tip of the iceberg. AI-driven trading, portfolio management, risk analysis, it's all on the horizon.
Yeah.
And that raises some interesting questions. How will AI change the way we interact with DeFi? Will it make us better traders, or will we become too reliant, on algorithms?
Ooh, some deep thoughts there for our listeners to chew on. But for now, let's get back to 𝗧DON.fi. I'm seeing here that they're putting their money where their mouth is when it comes to supporting Web3 projects.
Yeah, they've got this grant program going on. It's backing 3 very different projects, actually. Uniramp, Meme.Live, and TON Hedge.
Okay, so break it down for us. Who are these Web3 babies, and why should we care?
Well, Uniramp is tackling the fiat to crypto on-ramp problem. It's like building a bridge between your bank account and the world of TON, That's huge for attracting new users, those who might be a little intimidated by the technical side of buying crypto.
Yeah, makes sense. It's like the easy button for entering the TON ecosystem.
Yeah.
And Meme.Live, I'm guessing that's not about sharing pictures of grumpy cats.
Not quite, no. It's a dedicated platform for meme coins. They're building a centralized hub for trading them, for information, even social interaction around meme coins. Think of it like a meme coin stock exchange, but with more emojis.
Okay, so they're really leaning into that meme coin wave, huh? But what about TON Hedge? That sounds a bit more
Yeah, yeah,
serious, you know.
yeah, it is. TON Hedge is developing tools for managing risk in DeFi, which honestly is often overlooked in the rush for gains. They're building sophisticated strategies for hedging against volatility. And that's something even experienced DeFi users can benefit from.
So Samsung.fi isn't just, riding the hype train. They're also investing in the tools and infrastructure. That'll make DeFi on TON a more sustainable long term. It's like they're playing the long game here.
Exactly, yeah. And that's a good sign for the whole TON ecosystem, a platform that's just focused on, meme coins or quick profits. It might not be around for long, but Samsung.fi, they seem to be building for the future.
Now, besides the grant program, they've also got this New Year's contest. Users can win 300 Airstyle tokens and a bunch of anti-glitch 2 NFTs just for getting creative.
Yeah.
Seems like every DeFi platform have a contest these days, though. Is this just a marketing gimmick, or is there more to it?
There's definitely a marketing aspect to it for sure, but think of it this way. It's a way to get people engaged with the platform, to think creatively about what Stand.fi is, to build that sense of community we talked about earlier. And hey, who doesn't love a chance to win some tokens or NFTs, right?
True, true. Especially when those NFTs are as cool as the anti-glitch 2 collection. Speaking of cool, Stand.fi just snagged the #1 DX spot on TON. According to Dune Analytics, this is a big deal, or is it just another trophy for their digital shelf?
It's more than just bragging rights. Dune Analytics is a respected data platform. So this ranking, it's a sign that they're gaining traction, real traction. It means they're attracting users, facilitating a good amount of trading volume. Those are all, positive indicators.
Yeah, it's like getting that A+ on your report card.
Mm.
But does this ranking actually translate to a better experience for users?
That's the key question, yeah. Rankings can be, fleeting. Stand.fi needs to keep innovating, keep improving if they want to stay on top. But for now, it's a good sign, It's
Yeah.
a sign that they're doing something right.
All right, so let's zoom out for a second. Let's talk about this whole AI and finance thing again. You mentioned earlier there are some risks, right? Risks with relying too heavily on AI for trading decisions.
Mm.
What are some of those risks, and how can our listeners protect themselves?
I think the biggest risk is probably blind trust, Don't assume that just because an AI is making the trades, that it knows more than you do. Remember, AI is only as good as the data it's trained on. And the crypto market, it's full of surprises.
So it's like having a really smart robot assistant,
Yeah,
but you still need to be the one calling the shots.
exactly. Use AI tools like Toby to learn, to explore different strategies, but don't hand over complete control of your portfolio. Keep asking questions, stay informed about the market, and make your own decisions.
Okay, so be smart, be informed, and don't let the robots take over. Got it. Now, back to Sultan.fi, one of the things that's really impressed me is their focus on community engagement. It seems like they're going above and beyond the usual, Telegram group and Twitter feed.
They are, yeah, and that's smart because a strong community can really make or break a DeFi platform. It's about creating a sense of shared ownership, fostering a space where users can connect with each other, share ideas, even help each other navigate,
Yeah.
the sometimes confusing world of DeFi.
So it's more than just hype and marketing. It's about creating a genuine ecosystem where users feel, valued and empowered.
Precisely. And STON.fi is doing that through initiatives like the grant program, the contest, even their communication style. They're not just talking at users, they're engaging in a dialogue.
That's refreshing to see.
Yeah.
In a space that can often feel, a bit impersonal. But let's get back to the question of decentralized governance, which we touched on earlier. How do you see this concept playing out for STON.fi in the future?
It's certainly something they might consider down the line, yeah. Imagine a scenario where holders of a STON.fi governance token can actually vote on key decisions, fee structures, new features, even which projects get grants.
So instead of a centralized team making all the calls, it becomes a community-driven platform. That sounds pretty radical, doesn't it?
It does. And it's not, without its challenges. Decentralized governance requires a high level of participation and engagement from the community.
And it raises questions about decision-making, accountability, how to prevent manipulation. It's a complex beast for sure.
It is, but the potential benefits are huge. If done right, decentralized governance could make STON.fi even more transparent, accountable, and user-centric. It would be a bold move, but one that could set a new standard, really, for the whole DeFi space.
All right, let's shift gears for a minute. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, risk. DeFi is still relatively new, experimental even, and there's always the potential for things to go wrong. What are some of the key risks that listeners should be aware of when interacting with platforms like STON.fi?
Well, one of the biggest risks is smart contract vulnerabilities. These platforms are built on code. And even the best developers can make mistakes. If there's a bug in the code, it could be exploited by hackers, leading to the loss of funds.
So it's like building a house on a foundation. That might have some cracks in it.
Yeah, that's a good analogy. That's why it's crucial to look for platforms
Yep.
like STON.fi that have undergone thorough security audits, preferably by multiple reputable firms. But even then, there's no such thing as zero risk in DeFi.
Okay, so smart contract risk? Check. What else?
Well, there's the risk of market manipulation. Crypto markets are notoriously volatile, and it's not uncommon for whales or large holders to influence prices, especially for smaller tokens.
So you're saying that even if the platform itself is secure, the market forces around it can be unpredictable.
Exactly. It's important to do your research, understand the tokenomics of the projects you're investing in, and be prepared for price fluctuations. Don't chase pumps, don't panic sell. Stay level-headed and make informed decisions.
Okay, so smart contract risk, market manipulation.
Yeah.
Got it. Anything else we should add to that list?
Well, there's always the risk of human error. We're all prone to making mistakes, right? Whether it's sending tokens to the wrong address or falling for phishing scams.
So it's not just about the technology. It's also about being aware of our own fallibility.
Exactly. Use strong passwords, double check your transactions, be wary of any unsolicited messages or offers that seem too good to be true.
All right, so smart contract risk, market manipulation, human error. It sounds like a minefield out there.
Yeah.
But doesn't the potential for reward outweigh those risks?
It can, yeah. DeFi offers opportunities that traditional finance just doesn't, from higher yields to greater control over your assets. But it's important to approach it with caution and to do your due diligence.
So educate yourself, assess the risks, and maybe dip your toes in slowly rather than diving headfirst.
Exactly. And remember, the DeFi space is constantly evolving. What seems risky today might be commonplace tomorrow.
Speaking of evolution, STON.fi seems to be leading the charge.
Yeah.
In terms of user-friendliness and community engagement, do you think they have what it takes to become a major player in the DeFi space, not just on TON, but across the whole ecosystem?
They're definitely on the right track, yeah. Their focus on accessibility, their support for innovation, their commitment to the TON ecosystem, these are all positive signs.
But the DeFi landscape is crowded. There's a lot of competition.
That's true, but Stand.fi is carving out a niche by appealing to both,
Yeah.
Seasoned DeFi users and newcomers alike. They're not just building a platform, they're building a community. And that could be their biggest asset in the long run.
All right, so we've covered a lot of ground here. Impermanent loss protection, meme coin mania, AI trading assistance, Web3 grants, even the potential for decentralized governance.
Yeah.
It seems like Stand.fi is firing on all cylinders. Well, before we get too carried away with the hype, let's bring it back to the listener. What does all this actually mean for someone who's interested in exploring DeFi on TON?
It means there's a platform out there that's actively trying to make DeFi less intimidating and more accessible. Stand.fi is lowering the barrier to entry, offering tools and resources for both beginners and experienced users, and building a community that's focused on collaboration and learning.
So it's not just about chasing the next big pump or getting lost in the technical jargon. It's about finding a platform that aligns with your values, your risk tolerance, your long-term goals.
Exactly. And remember, this is just one deep dive into one platform. The DeFi world is vast and constantly evolving. The best advice I can give is stay curious, do your research, and don't be afraid to experiment.
So for those of you who stuck with us this whole deep dive, we commend you. It's been a lot to take in, but hopefully you're starting to see why Stand.fi is making headlines, attracting so much attention.
Yeah, and hopefully you're seeing the bigger picture too. Stand.fi's success, it's not just about their platform. It's a reflection of the growing momentum, the excitement behind the whole TON ecosystem.
Right, a rising tide lifts all boats, as they say. But let's be real. There's a lot of noise in the DeFi space, new projects popping up every day, promising the moon and everything beyond. What makes Stand.fi different? Why should listeners care?
Because they're not just, building another DEX, they're building a gateway to a whole new way of thinking about finance, lowering the barrier to entry for everyday users, supporting the developers who are, pushing the boundaries,
Yeah.
creating a community focused on collaboration and education.
That's a pretty compelling pitch, I gotta say. But even with all the positives, there are always going to be skeptics, right? Some people might say STON.fi is moving too fast, taking on too much risk by embracing things like meme coins and AI-powered trading.
Oh,
What would you say to those folks?
I'd say risk is inherent in any new technology, and DeFi is no exception. But Stone.fi is taking, calculated risks. They're backing up their innovations with solid tech, a user-centric approach. And remember, what's risky today might be normal tomorrow.
So it's all about embracing the unknown, the uncertainty, having faith in the power of innovation.
Exactly. The DeFi space, it's not for the faint of heart.
Right.
But it's also incredibly exciting, full of potential.
Mm.
And Stun.fi is a prime example of that potential, being realized.
Now, before we wrap up, I want to mention that Web3 Wonders episode again. It's got even more details about STON.fi, their grant program, The Future of DeFi on TON. We'll make sure to include a link in the show notes.
Yeah, definitely check it out. And don't stop there. Keep researching, keep exploring, keep asking those questions. That's the beauty of the DeFi space. There's always more to discover.
So there you have it. Your deep dive into STON.fi is complete. We covered a lot, from the technical stuff to the bigger picture, but the journey doesn't end here.
The world of DeFi is constantly changing, and Stun.fi is just one piece of a much larger puzzle. It's up to each of you to keep digging deeper, keep exploring, keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
And who knows, maybe one day you'll be the one making headlines, building the next STON.fi, or creating a whole new category of decentralized financial tools. The future is yours to create. Until next time, stay curious and keep on diving.